Greetings, my FNAF fanatics, and welcome to the channel. Today I will be addressing and theorizing on the possible identity of Michael Afton in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. Now, before I get started, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you like the video, and if you really like the video, hit the notification bell. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. So, to begin, I want to address a few theories on who people think Michael Afton is. Now, people have recently said it's Freddy Carter's character, but fans are also divided on Michael Afton still being Josh Hutcherson. So I'm here to set the record straight. So without further ado, grab a drink of your favorite fizzy fazz and Michael's buttered popcorn, and let's get started. Let's start off with the first original Michael, Josh Hutcherson, the lovable Michael Schmidt. If you didn't already know, I made an original video describing why I think he is still an Afton, if you want to check that out right here, since I'm not going to go over the same thing again, but I found some new things recently, like the kidnapping of Garrett and as to why William Afton targeted the Schmidt family. So, recently I made a few new interesting discoveries to add onto the list of ideas why Mike Schmidt might still be Michael Afton. In early October of last year, there was a casting call for a young Michael in a scene that featured young Vanessa and a young William. In a casting call for young Michael, it said that he would be 8 in his early childhood years, and that he would portray the character in family photos. Well, wouldn't you know it, in the recent trailers it shows a hallway scene with William Afton chasing Vanessa. There on the wall, you see a picture of a family, the Afton family to be specific, in a family photo. Now, considering that now we have confirmation that William has more children and the brother next to Vanessa is probably young Michael, let's do some math here. If Mike Schmidt is 25 in the year 2000 and Garrett was kidnapped in 1987, and he's 12, he would be 8 in the year 1983, and having been born in 1975, lining up with what the casting call says. Very interesting. So if there was another Michael who is still possible to be Devious Daniel over here, he would have to also be the same age as Michael Schmidt, which is still possible, but very unlikely to me. Now, I wanted to bring up another interesting thing that recently came out. In the trailers, there is a total parallel shift between Mike and Vanessa's characters, possibly connecting them as siblings as well, with Mike having the dreams and nightmares of Garrett being kidnapped by Afton, and now Vanessa is having similar dreams and nightmares of her childhood and her father, William Afton. Now, the last thing I wanted to say about Mike Schmidt is I wanted to go back to Garrett's kidnapping. I'm led to believe there are inconsistencies in Mike's dreams, such as the way it went down and the trauma it afflicted on him. In real life, there is a condition called dissociative amnesia, and what it basically is when a memory of your childhood or your past is so bad or traumatic, your brain will block out that specific event that happened and will try to fill in the gaps with other memories. So, take this scene in Stranger Things, for example, where Eleven has visions and memories in Season 4 where she keeps seeing people dead in the lab and thinking she killed everyone, but really after she kept going back to the same memory and moment each time it became more different. She then discovered the truth of what really happened, and it was Vecna killing everyone and her sending him to the Upside Down. Now, in this case, back with Mike in the FNAF movie, I believe his memories were so bad when he lived with William Afton as a young child that Mike has blocked out William Afton being his father and Mike's mom taking him into another family with a new father, Mr. Schmidt. I believe that in the second film, or the third, we will discover the truth as to why Garrett was kidnapped by William Afton and the Schmidt family was targeted. And I believe two things. Either Mike is an Afton kidnapped by his mother, or Mike's mother dated or divorced William and had Mike with Mr. Schmidt. Now, I want to talk about the other possible Michael Afton candidate. So, with a new trailer comes a new clip of a new character. People think is either Sammy, Emily, or Michael Afton, and well, I have my own opinions on who I think this character is playing that might blow everyone's mind, that I think I will share soon. But let's start off why people think he's Michael Afton. So there's a clip of Freddy Carter saying similar lines to Vanessa from the first film, where Vanessa says,
Wow, you really didn't do your homework, did you?
You did your homework.
Not to mention, this man brings up the fact,
Kids can be so heartless.
when talking about a foxy animatronic. Now, others think that this man is Sammy Emily based on the clip of him where he looks at a blonde girl after she said the marionette, and then goes on about how,
Yeah, the marionette truly was one of a kind.
another thing, if you watch the new trailer, you can see a boy that Charlie is holding in her arms on the stage. I believe that this boy is Sammy or even Michael, but what I want to bring up is my personal thought on what I think is truly going on. So as I was reading The Twisted Ones and the Charlie trilogy, I came across something very interesting. When I was reading The Fourth Closet, there is a moment in the book where John is trying to think of theories as to what happened to the real Charlie, and he brings up an idea on what if Sammy was a girl and was kidnapped but raised by William Afton and molded into a perfect daughter. Well, what if Freddy Carter's character is actually Garrett or Sammy molded into a Michael Afton-like character? Because the real Michael Afton, Josh Hutcherson's character, was taken from William, and so William kidnapped Garrett or Sammy and replaced Michael. What if Scott is taking this idea from the books and incorporating it in the movie, but in a different way? So, all in all, at the end of the day, I don't really think it matters who Michael Afton is in the films. I think it could literally be Josh or Freddy Carter. I'm hoping it's actually Josh Hutcherson. There's more of an evidence case for him than Freddy Carter. Overall, I would say this feels like a pretty good idea. Now with that idea, I'll leave you all to discuss your thoughts and theories in the comments. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts and theories, and with that being said, I know I've been gone for a while, but I hope to make more videos soon. Thank you all for your support, and I hope you all have a fabulous day. Bye bye.